Good morning. Welcome to the Three Stars of Tennessee Awards ceremony. My name is Greg Mays. I'm the Deputy Commissioner for Tennessee's Office of Homeland Security. And on behalf of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security, I would like to welcome you to today's Three Stars of Tennessee Awards ceremony. At this time, I would ask that attendees please silence their cell phones. This ceremony is being videotaped and is live streamed on the Department of Safety's and Homeland Security's YouTube channel. Additionally, photographs are also being taken and will be made available to all attendees. Additional photographs may be taken at the conclusion of the ceremony. At this time, I would ask everyone to please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Tennessee Highway Patrol Honor Guard. Advance the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to welcome everyone here today, particularly our honorees and our guests. I'd also like to thank the Hermitage Hills Baptist Church for allowing us to use this wonderful facility. Today's ceremony recognizes law enforcement officers, firefighters, and first responders who died or who suffered a career-ending injury in the line of duty. There are too many special guests in attendance today to recognize them individually. However, we have elected officials, public safety leaders, and most importantly, family members in the audience. We thank each of you for attending. I would like to introduce you to the leaders seated in the front of the room: Governor Lee, Senator Becky Massey, and Commissioner Jeff Long. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Commissioner Long, the Commissioner of the Department of Safety and Homeland Security, and the Homeland Security Advisor to Governor Lee. Commissioner Long has been in law enforcement for approximately 50 years and has wide-ranging experience to include being a sheriff, a district attorney, a TBI agent, arson investigator, and a police officer, and many more things. Please welcome Commissioner Jeff Long.
Thank you, Greg. Good morning to the families. Thank you. Thank you for being here, giving us the opportunity to recognize and pay tribute to the loss. This ceremony is primarily due to responsible legislation filed by Chairman Becky Massey. Chairman Massey is a senator from the Knoxville area, and in 2014 passed a law in Tennessee to give us the opportunity to recognize those who have given that ultimate sacrifice or who have had life injury or career injuries. So she's worked hard to prepare for this, to develop it, and get it to this point. It's my great honor at this time to introduce to you Chairman Becky Massey, who is also the chair of the Senate Transportation and Safety Committee in the Senate, and also serves on the Senate Health and General Welfare Committees. Chairman Massey.
Thank you, Commissioner and Governor. I want to thank everyone for being here today. This award is very, very, very special to me because I tell you, in fall of 2013, I was visiting my daughter and granddaughter in the place where the replica UT is, in Austin. And I had visited a church service right after 9/11, and they said that Governor Perry had been there to present the Star of Texas. So I kind of looked at it and came back and started talking to some of my friends in law enforcement and firefighters and folks, and then I started talking to Homeland Security, and everybody got real excited about it. But we made it a little bit our own. And that first year, we passed it in the legislative session in 2014. And what you don't realize is the members of the General Assembly realized how important and impactful this award could be, because every single member of the General Assembly signed on as a co-sponsor. That almost never, maybe a time or two, but that just doesn't happen. And so they all really, really appreciate it. And I kind of tell folks, it's okay if we borrow something from Texas, because, if Texas really wouldn't exist without us. Tennessee actually used to have 4 stars, but we gave 1 to Texas so that they could kind of hang out, and really, they really wouldn't exist if we weren't here. I do want to recognize, I believe I've got a couple of legislators here, Representative Ryan Williams, and I believe it's that Representative Clemens right behind you. Appreciate you all showing up. And when we do recognize the folks from your district at the end, if you'd like to come up and be in the pictures, that would be great. But anyway, so we passed it, and this award, though, really a number of years ago came close to my family. One of my great nephews was working with the Sheriff's Department in Knoxville at the time, and was involved in a shooting on the interstate where there were even bullets in his cruiser. But thankfully, no one other than the gang member that had killed somebody down in Florida earlier that day lost his life. So my nephew and everyone else was okay. But it just shows how close that can come in our law enforcement. Your family never knows when you may be walking out the door and might not come back that day. And the sacrifices that you are making each and every day is so important, whether you lose your physical life or you have a career-ending injury, which is a form of losing your life as far as how you were operating and everything. But it's just, we really appreciate you. Today we're honoring 5 special people: Adam, Rick, Demetrius, Anthony, and George. How do I explain them? What words would come to your mind? Courageous, strong, trustworthy, servant protector, hardworking, America's finest, negotiator, enforcer, selfless, dedicated, but the one that really just fits is a hero. There's no other way around it. These are dangerous professions with many uncertainties. These men and women who serve our citizens of Tennessee train countless hours for situations the average person may never encounter in their lifetime, and they each hold their oath in high regard. Every day in Tennessee, brave men and women put on their uniforms and report to duty to protect us all, with the knowledge that they may pay the ultimate price to keep our community safe and not to return to their families. It takes a very, very, very special person to risk so much for so many who care so little. Let me promise you right now, Tennesseans as a whole care and appreciate the sacrifices that are made. In Tennessee, we stand for those that stand for us. Today, we're honoring the sacrifices made by these 5 Tennessee heroes. No words can adequately express our gratitude and admiration for these brave men who dedicated their lives so selflessly to serving others. The 3 Stars of Tennessee is a small token of our appreciation, but I want you to know we will never forget. Thank you.
We're also honored today to have the governor of the state of Tennessee here present. Governor Lee has made presentations at every ceremony that we've had since he's been governor. He also is the biggest supporter of first responders that has ever been as the governor's office in the state of Tennessee. It's my honor to introduce the 50th governor of the great state of Tennessee, Honorable Bill Lee.
Thank you, Commissioner. To you family members, thank you for being here. I'm sorry you have to. We hope that the next few minutes would bring honor to your loved ones, those who were lost, and honor those who have made significant sacrifice physically because of the work that they have done to protect all of us in this state. So thank you for allowing me to be able here to honor your loved one. And thanks for every person that's come here today. The men and women in law enforcement, and there are many departments and in leadership around the room here. There are 7 million people in this state. Many of them don't have a deep appreciation because just a lack of, it's not a desire, but just don't fully appreciate or understand what you and the men and women that you work with every day do for us. I certainly never did before I came into this job, and even now have a limited awareness of just what it is to accept the high calling that you have taken and accepted to serve and to protect and to be the line of defense between harm and our citizenry. But thank you. Thank you for the roles that you play. Thank you for the sacrifices that are made. Today we're going to honor people who've made the ultimate sacrifice and families who know all too well, unfortunately, that this high calling can come at a great cost. I'm deeply aware of that in a moment like this today. In a week of 9/11, we remember across this country first responders and law enforcement officials and those who have sacrificed their lives in order for us to live the lives that we live in this state. So my hope, and as I said to you all standing in the back room before we came in here, my hope is that today would in some way be a step of healing, a step of honoring, and in some way magnify and help us to remember your loved ones from now on in this state. Let me just, if you give me a point of privilege to just say a prayer to the families before we move on. Father, thank you for each one of them and for every life that's represented here by their presence. May your presence be here as well in healing, in peace, in redemption. We are grateful, Father. In your name we pray, amen. I'm grateful to the leadership in this room and Senator Massey for your vision to put this together. Representative Clemens, Representative Williams back there representing the General Assembly, thank you for being here. And the men and women of the General Assembly determined years ago that we would in this state honor those for whom honor is due. and we hope that that accomplishes that today. Thank you for allowing me to be part of it.
At this time, Governor Lee, Senator Massey, and Commissioner Long will present the 3 Stars of Tennessee Awards. Officer Demetrius Johnson, Memphis Police Department. On August the 2nd, 2024, Officer Demetrius Johnson, while on patrol, was involved in a 2-car vehicle crash. The driver of the other vehicle, who had been shot, lost consciousness and collided with the Memphis police cruiser at a high rate of speed. Officer Johnson was transported to Regional 1 Hospital, where, despite the efforts of medical personnel, he succumbed to his injuries. Officer Johnson graduated from the Memphis Police Department Training Academy on March the 7th, 2024, just 5 months before his fatal crash. He was still in the field training program and showed great potential, as it was his lifelong dream to be a Memphis police officer. He was assigned to North Main Station's Alpha Shift and quickly impressed his fellow officers with his unwavering dedication and his courageous service to his community. His fellow officers looked forward to his fellowship and faithful service in what was looking to be a promising career. Officer Johnson's smile was infectious and as wide as his heart. He gave his all to MPD and embodied the best of the police department. He was known as an officer that helped everyone. He is survived by his wife, Chosen, and son, Chance. Receiving the award on behalf of Officer Johnson is Memphis PD Lieutenant Alvin Clark. Sergeant Rick Finley, the McNairy County Sheriff's Office, and the Selmer Police Department. Sergeant Rick Finley was a United States Army National Guard veteran, proudly serving his country for 6 years with 2 deployments to Iraq. Upon his honorable discharge, he channeled his love for service into a law enforcement career, starting his journey with the McNairy County Sheriff's Office as a full-time deputy on November 8, 2011, while also contributing part-time to the Selmer Police Department. On December 14, 2024, Sergeant Finley responded to a suspicious person complaint while working for the Selmer Police Department. Sergeant Finley arrived on the scene to find the subject attempting to break into a home. The subject attacked Sergeant Finley, shooting him multiple times. The subject was then shot and killed by another responding officer. Sergeant Finley was transported to the nearest hospital where he has succumbed to his injuries. Sergeant Finley was deeply dedicated to serving his community and took immense pride in supporting those around him. A prime example of this commitment came in November of 2020 when he was awarded a Certificate of Appreciation by Governor Lee for rescuing an individual from a burning vehicle earlier in the year. Rick's sense of humor brought happiness to everyone around him. Known for his unwavering discipline and determination, he was able to accomplish earning a 6th-degree black belt in mixed martial arts. He is survived by his wife, 4 children, and 1 grandchild. Receiving the award on behalf of Sergeant Finley is Chief Kim Hawley from the Selmer Police Department, Investigator Nick Inman from the McNairy County Sheriff's Office, and Sergeant John Sims from the McNairy County Sheriff's Office. Captain George Turley, Chattanooga Fire Department. On December 14th, 2024, Captain George Turley was on duty at Station 16 when he suffered a medical emergency. Members of his crew found him unresponsive, called 911, and initiated CPR. Captain Turley was rushed to the hospital where life-saving efforts continued but were ultimately unsuccessful. Captain Turley served 31 years with the Chattanooga Fire Department. His passion for fire service and compassion for others left a mark on many in the department. He truly cared about the job and he wanted it done right, making him a role model and a strong leader of the Chattanooga Fire Department. He was a staple in the Hickson community, always going the extra mile to make school and station visits extra special for children. George taught for the Tennessee Valley Authority as an instructional specialist for emergency response training, and he was also employed at Tennessee Fire Equipment. He leaves behind his wife and their 2 sons. Receiving the award on behalf of Captain Turley is his wife, Deborah Turley. Commander Anthony McClain, Metropolitan Nashville Police Department. On the morning of February 13th, 2025, Commander Anthony McClain suffered a medical emergency while on duty at the Metro Nashville Police Department. He later passed on the evening of March 9th from complications. Commander McClain was a 27-year veteran of MNPD. He was appointed to the head of operations of the North Precinct on May 1st, 2021, overseeing 118 square miles, or 22% of Davidson County. He started his career with Metro PD as an officer trainee in August of 1997, after serving our country in the United States Air Force from 1989 to 1994. He graduated with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice in May of 1997, and from the Training Academy in December of that year. He served as a patrolman at the Central Precinct and as a detective in the domestic violence and sex abuse units prior to his promotion to sergeant in 2007. As a sergeant, he supervised shifts at the East, South, North, and Central precincts prior to his promotion to lieutenant in 2012. And as a lieutenant, he led patrol details in the North, South, and West precincts before transferring to supervise the Specialized Investigations Division's Narcotics Unit in 2019. He was promoted to captain of the police department's newly created Special Victims Division in December of 2020, before assuming command of the North Precinct in 2021. Anthony made time for everyone, supporting nonprofits, speaking at churches, and attending numerous community events. Nothing gave him more satisfaction than helping people. His love for the community was second only to their love for him. Commander McClain is survived by his wife, Gayla, and 3 sons. Receiving the award on behalf of Commander McClain is his wife, Gayla, and Chief John Drake from the Metro Nashville Police Department. Trooper Adam Cothron, Tennessee Highway Patrol. On July 19, 2024, Tennessee State Trooper Adam Cothron was working a special enforcement campaign known as Rocky Top Takedown in Putnam County. Trooper Cothron conducted a traffic stop on a motorist for a minor window tint violation, and as he approached the passenger side window, the driver intentionally shot him, resulting in critical injuries that included severe damage to his spine. The gunman and his accomplice fled the scene, and after a large-scale multi-agency and multi-state investigation, both suspects were apprehended, charged, incarcerated, and are now navigating the criminal justice system. Trooper Cothron was transported to the Cookeville Regional Medical Center and then airlifted to Vanderbilt Medical Center, where he received treatment in the trauma ICU. Adam continued his neuromuscular rehabilitation at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta, Georgia, which he completed in October of 2024. And he continues therapy 3 days a week through Vanderbilt, and was originally expected to gain limited physical mobility in his arms and legs and feet. But through hard work, Adam has surpassed those expectations and recently passed a driver's test that will allow him to drive his vehicle that has been adapted to include hand controls. Adam was selected for the Tennessee Highway Patrol Training Academy in 2015, successfully graduated, and was assigned to the Cookeville District, patrolling Troop E. Due to Adam's proactive enforcement and abilities to identify criminal activity, he was selected as an Interdiction Plus Tennessee State Trooper, becoming a certified canine handler, and was partnered with his canine, Draco. Prior to joining THP, Adam served as a deputy sheriff in Trousdale County. Adam continues to be a part of the THP family and team, attending several THP functions and allowing his life-changing critical incident to help others. It is his intent to help, aid, and assist motivationally and financially anywhere he can, teaming up with State Trooper Lodge 44 to host the Cruisin' for Cothron car show for the second year in a row. Funds from this year's event will fund scholarships to be awarded to students within the Cookeville THP district that have experienced difficult, life-changing challenges. Adam is married to his high school sweetheart, Gina, and they have 2 young sons. Receiving the award for his injury is Trooper Adam Cothron. Thank you to all of our 3 Stars of Tennessee honorees and their families. At this time, please recognize all of our distinguished honorees for their selfless service to Tennessee. Thank you to everyone who joined us here today, both in person and online via our department's YouTube page. I would like once again to thank the Hermitage Hills Baptist Church for making this venue available. And from my office, I'd like to recognize Melissa Boyd and my staff for making this event possible. This concludes the 2025 3 Stars of Tennessee Awards ceremony. Thank you very much. We'll have some availability time up front if you'd like to have some pictures with Governor Lee, Senator Massey, and Commissioner Long. Please feel free to come forward. Thank you.